Hi everybody and welcome once again to Ruby's Classic Cooking. And today I'm making pecan brittle. Now this is a peanut brittle recipe, so you can use peanuts in this recipe, you can use cashews, you can use mixed nuts, you can use whatever kind of nuts you like in it. So if you go to a specialty store you can buy specialty brittles and they want a small fortune for them. But this is so easy and quick and simple in the microwave that it's really easy to make. Just a word of caution. You probably shouldn't have any children around too much when you're doing this because there is molten sugar involved when you're pouring it out, and that is like making fudge or making any other candy at home. It can be if it splashes on you, it's dangerously. It's very hot and it's like a nasty burn on you. So be careful in the kitchen using this. I use my silicone oven mitts. These are just little ones here that I'm using that are, if the candy splashes on them, it's not going to soak in, unlike cloth ones. And these are convenient for me for getting things in and out of the microwave. But hopefully you have some silicone oven mitts that will work for you. Or if not, there's some cheaper versions of these that are quite available. Anyway. This apron I'm wearing today is a fabric that was made by Daughters of the Nile Temple in celebration of their 100-year history. And it's the Queen and her granddaughter. Her granddaughter drew these pictures of her and Nina, her Grammy. And this celebrates grandmothers and children, it celebrates grandmothers and granddaughters cooking together. And I thought, what a great fabric and what a great thing to wear today. So I'm going to get on with my recipe now, and I'm going to start off. My microwave's over here, so I moved over to the other side of my kitchen today. I have here a cup of sugar, just plain old white sugar. That goes into this is a microwave safe container that's like 1.5 quarts. That's about 1.5 liters. You want something nice and large to do this in so that when it bubbles up, it doesn't foam all over the place. It has room to move because you're going to find when you're cooking this doesn't fill it up very much, but you're going to add baking soda right at the end to foam it up, and that will bubble. It will bubble right up when you do that. So on we go. So simple ingredients. You're just going to put a cup of sugar, and this is a 1/2 cup of corn syrup, just regular corn syrup. And that just goes right in there. And now that you've got those two ingredients in, next goes in 1 cup of chopped nuts. Now this can be, like I said, this right here is pecans, or you can do peanuts if you like, if you prefer peanut brittle. Anyway, I like this kind of brittle. I'm just going to give these a stir together. And then I'm going to pop them in my microwave for 4 minutes. Now, your microwave might be a different power than mine, so you might have to adjust your time a little bit. I'll have the full recipe when I'm doing this, which will include metric people, all the metric amounts. So don't panic. I'm just going to stir these together like this before I put them here. I'm just going to make sure that I have my ingredients kind of mixed together so that the sugar and the corn syrup are combined. So when it goes in there, it looks kind of sugary and nutty. There's a quick peek about what it looks like in here. Well, I've got these mixed together. Okay, see what the inside of my pan looks like here. There you go. See, that's what it looks like. Just the nuts, the sugar, and the corn syrup mixed together. Okay, I messed up. Wasn't supposed to add the nuts until after it's been in the microwave 4 minutes, but I'm sure it'll be okay. So right now it's going to go into the microwave 4 minutes. Then I'll be back, show you what it looks like. 3.5 minutes later, and I have this out of the microwave. I have an 1100 watt microwave. And as you can see, can you see, there you go, that's what it looks like. And at this point you're supposed to add the nuts. Oops, my bad. And so now I stir the nuts in, which I already did, oops, but anyway, the nuts get stirred in. And now back into the microwave it goes for 3 to 5 minutes. And I find with my 1100 watt microwave, that is 3.5 minutes works well for me. So back into the microwave for 3.5 minutes. And there is my hot sugar mixture, as you can see. And to that, I am now going to add approximately, just going to eyeball this, 1 teaspoon of butter. It's going to go in there. Into that is going to go 1 teaspoon of butter and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And in that goes, there you go. And now, I'm going to stir this up like this. All right. I'm going to stir this up. And now back into the microwave it goes for 2 minutes, okay? And now I'm going to stir in my 1 teaspoon of baking soda, then I'm going to be pouring it onto my prepared cookie sheet here, and that's the dangerous part. And then I'm going to be leaving it sit for an hour to an hour and a half until it's ready to eat. That's all there is to it. Let's just get this out of my microwave. Boiling hot sugar is in there. Dangerous and quite sticky. Now, my teaspoon of baking soda, not baking powder, this is baking soda. I'm just going to sprinkle this over the top of it like that. And now quickly put my mitts back on here. This up. And now it's going to foam up because of the soda, and the hot sugar makes it steam, makes it foam right up. And that will make your peanut brittle effect, which is very foamy. You just want to stir that in really well. That baking soda will dissolve right in there. And there we go. Done. All except for the tricky bit, which is to get it from there onto my cookie sheet. Now I've just put a piece of parchment paper on that cookie sheet. You can prepare that by putting, by greasing it or by using a non-grease pan. But that's my preference, to use a piece of parchment paper. And it doesn't stick to the parchment paper, and you just clean that off when it's done. Now, the tricky bit, to get this over from here over to here. So let's go. Just kind of dump it and pour along. It's going to be really thick stuff, so just kind of let it go with blobs. And get your nice heavy spatula here and kind of clean that out of your pan. Now this is the part to work really quickly with, and you want to smooth it out and make it a fairly thin layer, because you just want it to be the thickness of brittle, which is pretty thin when you think about it. You don't have to be too thick, because then it gets really, really hard to eat. It's really hard to eat a thick piece of peanut brittle. There we go. Or, in this case, pecan brittle. There you are. The finished brittle. And don't touch it until it's had a chance to cool off, because that is molten sugar and that is really hot, and it will burn you very, very quickly. Okay? So, careful, handle this with just the spatulas and my stirring spoon. I like to use a flat one like this when I'm doing this, because then it gets into the bottom of my pan. I like the rounder ones. There you go. See that? There we go. There's the peanut brittle on the pan. Now, an hour to an hour and a half is what that's going to be sitting there for, and then it will be ready to, I'll probably bring it back then. You lift up the parchment paper or whatever, and you give it a little whack with a knife to break it up into chunks that you want to eat. I hope you enjoyed my video today. I hope you'll like, subscribe, and join me next time on Ruby's Classic Cooking. Bye for now.